We are going to continue with our media availabilities here at Dover International Speedway, rolling into tomorrow's One Main Financial 200. We are now joined by a pair of drivers contending for the final NASCAR Xfinity Series Dash for Cash bonus of the season. We have Elliott Sadler, driver of the number One Main Financial Chevrolet, who, as you can see, has coordinated his fire suit to match the race sponsor. He also happens to be leading the point standings in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Daniel Hemric drives the number 21 Blue Gate Bank Chevrolet and won the Dash for Cash bonus earlier this season at Bristol and is hoping to snag a second win here and a spot in the playoffs. Daniel has also moved up to 4th in the point standings. We'll just have each of you talk about racing for the Dash for Cash bonus, what it means for your teams. We'll start with you, Elliott, and then go to Daniel.
Yeah, we love racing for the Dash for Cash. It's something Xfinity has done in this series since I've been back in it, and I've been very fortunate enough to win 6 or 7 of them, and that's a lot of money for an Xfinity driver to win, and it puts a lot of emphasis on the teams and the drivers and the particular races. So thanks to Xfinity for doing that. It kind of reminds me of the old no bull races from years ago. It makes it a lot of fun, and you definitely pay attention to who's in it and who you're racing against, and who do you have to beat to win the money. So thanks to Xfinity for that, and it's going to be another great weekend, and we're very proud to have One Main on board this weekend for the One Main Financial 200. They have a pile of people coming tomorrow to watch the race, and it's great weather, and it's a Dash for Cash race, so a big weekend for all of us in the Xfinity Series. A lot of extra money on the line, and we're looking forward to a good race tomorrow.
Yeah, what he said. It sounded good. It truly is an honor to have Xfinity be part of our series and be as involved as they are, and give us Xfinity drivers opportunity to run, not only for the opportunity to make our careers in this series, but an opportunity to win some extra cash along the way. And winning it once, it sure felt nice, but winning it twice would be even better. So it's good to have that opportunity, as well as have an opportunity this weekend to lock ourselves into the playoffs. And that's our ultimate goal, is to come here, have a solid weekend. I've put ourselves in a couple holes over the last couple weeks, so there's no better time to rebound than this weekend. And hopefully, we can do that. And like I said, just looking forward to a good show.
All right, we'll open up to questions for Elliott and Daniel. If you have a question, raise your hand. We will get the wireless mic to you. All right, gentlemen. Well, Chris.
Oh, Chris,
come on.
Sorry, it's not for you, Elliott.
Oh, good. I'm great. Thank you.
I thought I was going to lunch early.
ChrisKnightCatchFence.com. Daniel, I was just wondering how Escape Delaware went last night for you at Richard Childress Racing, and what kind of things you guys do for team building exercises.
Yeah, that was a ton of fun. If nobody's ever heard of the escape room, I guess it's something that's popping up all over the place. And my crew chief Danny Stockman didn't partake in the outing with our group of guys, but it probably worked out for the better. I tell you, you go in that room and you have 1 hour to escape whatever situation it is, and it's kind of like a movie set. Our particular movie set was a Spanish drug cartel. So none of us knew how to really speak Spanish. We had to unlock all these keys to get out of this room. We went into it handcuffed together, and it really was a good team building, for the fact that you're watching this clock tick away, and stress gets higher and higher every second it goes by, and it's funny to see how everybody performs differently under those situations. And I felt like it gave us a really good outing as far as knowing who was better dealing with what. We had our engineer. He was crunching the numbers to unlock the codes. I was looking up stuff and trying to be patient with finding different words in the dictionary that we unlocked throughout the deal, and everybody else kind of running around frantically doing their part. So it was fun. We just missed getting out in time. I think we were 40 seconds late on answering the bell. I didn't feel as bad once I realized only 4 groups have ever got out of that room. So the fact that we did it a little behind the schedule, but we did it, and that's what's about, sticking together.
Wait a minute. What the hell is an escape room?
Were you not just listening?
I was, but so you pay somebody money to get handcuffed to your buddies to figure out how to get out of a room together?
Yeah, you've really got to.
And you just missed it.
Just missed it.
So then you got to come back and try again.
You got to try again.
That's really good marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, just checking.
Yeah, escape room, ladies and gentlemen.
Where was this at?
Right here in Dover.
Right, they have one in Dover.
Right
Do they
here in
have one
Dover.
in Charlotte?
Have one in Charlotte, Mooresville, Huntersville.
And it's called the escape room.
The escape room.
How do you pick the theme of the escape room?
So there's 8 settings. You go into it, and there's either say, okay, I want to do this one, or there's like a science one or a casino breakout, all different stuff. It's all just
so is it random, or do you get to pick
pick.
one?
You pick.
Oh, so you picked the Spanish one.
I did not pick. I showed up on the spot
Oh,
to
okay.
realize what had happened, and I thought I'm in bad shape here.
Very informative. Okay, I've
you
never
go.
heard of. We don't have one in Emporia.
But they should get one.
We're going to
Who's
work on
listening here?
that. No, I'm good. Thank you. You guys go try one out.
Let
and
us know how it is.
Let me know how it works out for you. I can see 10 media people together, handcuffed together,
I wish y'all could
trying
see
to
my
figure
phone.
this out.
You got to see this. Yeah.
Why is everything a competition, Chris?
We'll go to Pat.
Zoom in on that. That's us walking into it.
PatTacole@NASCAR.com for Elliott. Where you've been the points leader since Atlanta, is there any difference for you racing with the points cushion rather than trying to catch up?
I'll be honest with you. You know, we raced this whole points thing last year, and what I learned with the chase, points don't really matter during the regular season to us as a race team. We want to try to get bonus points, run up front, learn. We don't mind trying things now this time of the season, just to try to get better for the chase. But I learned last year, you know, we led the points the entire season last year, and when everything resets, it's a big slap in the face, man. It's, you know, it's cool sitting at home when I was watching the Cup guys do it. And I was like, oh, they're resetting everybody. It's cool. It's going to start the chase. Everybody's in square one. But when it happens to you, when they take 70 points from you, it's like, hey, man, this is not funny anymore. So from a point side, yeah, it's cool to lead the points. Somebody gave me a stat the other day. Since I've been driving for Junior Motorsports, we've been in the points leads almost 70% of the races we've been in together, which is pretty astronomical. That's pretty cool. But on the flip side of that, they're going to reset everything anyway when, you know, when the playoffs start. So, you know, our job this weekend is try to win the money. You know, Xfinity's bringing a bunch of money. We want to try to win it, and that's our goal this weekend. If we got to take chances or be aggressive, whether we lose a couple points because we run out of fuel or whatever happens, then, you know, we'll do that. But we're here to try to win the money this weekend.
Anything else? All right, gentlemen, we'll let you escape this room.
Yeah, you got to check it out. Escape room.
Just in time.
If I can have your attention here in the Media Center, we'll continue on with today's Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series media availability. And we're joined by none other than Martin Truex Jr., driver of the number 78 Furniture Row Racing Denver Mattress Toyota. And Martin is no stranger to this area, hometown track here at Dover, two-time winner here at this racetrack, two-time winner this season, and you're also the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series points leader. Has to feel pretty good getting back here to Dover.
Yeah, that all sounds good coming here. So excited about the weekend. Obviously, you know, it's definitely a special racetrack for me. Love coming up here, and hopefully we'll have a successful weekend. It's got a good season going. You know, I think leading the points after last week is really cool. I think my trip to the Media Center in Charlotte, I left there not knowing that, so I was surprised that nobody talked about that, but definitely excited about it, and hopefully we can hang on to that for the rest of the season.
Okay, we'll open the floor up for questions. If you have questions for Martin, please raise your hand. We will get a wireless microphone to you. Questions for Martin Truex Jr. We'll start with Bob and work our way around.
Bob's not allowed to ask questions anymore.
Bob Hocker, ESPN.
Why are you following me all the time?
Does the fact that the Gibbs cars ran better last week, even though you've been running well, they had struggled, is that any help to you and your program?
It certainly doesn't hurt. You know, anytime guys you're sharing info with and, you know, doing things together fast, it helps you. So, you know, fortunately for us, we've been pretty consistent this year, but if we do show up somewhere and we're off, that certainly, you know, gives you that confidence to, you know, to look at what they're doing and use more of that. But, you know, I think all in all, it's just, you know, they've kind of just started doing a little bit more of what we're doing, I guess. I don't know.
Go next to Tom.
Hey, Martin, Tom Jensen, FoxSports.com. Given that this is the closest thing you've got to a home track, how big is winning here for you?
Well, winning's huge anywhere, but just here for me, it's extra special. I think I've, you know, generally have more friends and family at this race than any race I go to, you know, just because of the close proximity to where I grew up. And, you know, for me personally, just I've got a lot of really good memories here, you know, coming here to race in the Busch North Series back in the day. And, made my first Xfinity start here, and just have a lot of good memories, honestly. So it's special for me here to win. It's hard anywhere, and it's special anywhere, but here is definitely a little bit sweeter.
Additional questions for Martin? Go to Dustin.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Martin, there's only like 3 guys within 10 points, 10 playoff points of you at this point, as we near kind of the halfway point of the regular season. How have you seen the stage racing, the playoff points kind of play out, and what's kind of surprised you with kind of what you've seen so far, and just, if nothing else, just the points and how it's laid out?
Yeah, I think, we've generally done a good job of, being able to collect some of those points, but we've been consistent. We've been running up front, and we've led the most laps, and that's a big part of getting those stage wins and those bonus points, is just being up front consistently. I mean, that's really what that shows you. So I don't think anything really surprises me about the stages. I do think that we've seen, guys that haven't been able to run up front, if the cautions fall right, they really are willing to take a big gamble to try to get some of those stage points. We've seen that, consistently week in and week out. Last weekend we lost an opportunity to possibly, get another stage win just by losing, I think, 3 spots on pit road with 5 or 6 laps to go in one of those stages. So it's, everybody's pushing hard to get them. They're going to be really important. We were actually talking about them today in the hauler, how important they're going to be come playoff time. And the guys that don't have them are going to be scratching their heads saying, well, why didn't we get more of these playoff points throughout the season? So it's going to be big, and we're just happy we've been able to collect a bunch of them so far.
What was the discussion like, or what were you guys talking about when you brought it up today?
We were just talking about how big we think it's going to be. We seen last year, especially for us, how we went out of Talladega, and we had a couple bad races and then one really bad race and nothing to fall back on. So this is definitely going to be a little bit different this time around for us.
Additional questions? We'll go up here to the front. Let's get a wireless microphone up here to this gentleman.
Hey, Martin, Matt Pensick, WBOC TV. You had a pretty good day here in the fall. Is it basically the same game plan, same strategy, or any changes because of the time of the year, spring versus the fall versus the win you had a couple months ago?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the same strategy, really. Just try to, hopefully we'll qualify well today. We had a really good practice this morning, and just hope to qualify well and get a good pit stall. That's really important here to have a good race. So we'll try to do that today, and then just really work on our car hard tomorrow in practice, just like we do every time. I think the biggest change here now is just the rules. The cars are so much different than they were a year ago. Trying to figure all that out, how that applies to this racetrack now, and so far the cars felt good. So I think we're off to a good start, but you never know what tomorrow could bring.
Additional questions? Go back to Dustin.
I also want to ask just about Eric Jones, and obviously there's a lot of speed there. What does it take for that team, or what does that team have to do to kind of get over that hump to get that first win, and how much of a climb is that, and how much pressure is it now that a couple other guys here recently have gotten their first win of the season?
Well, I can't really speak on their thoughts or exactly what they're thinking as far as pressure and things like that. I feel like they're not far away. I feel like they need to put some consistency together, but a lot of it's just been tough luck. I've had seasons like that before, so I know what it feels like, and they just got to keep their head down and keep working hard. They've had speed, like you said, and I feel like any weekend they could put it all together. So they're doing a good job. Just some growing pains here and there, and then mostly just bad luck. I mean, last weekend they hit a piece of debris that pretty much cost them a shot at the top 5, and they still ran 7th. So they're doing a good job, and it'll come around. Just need to keep plugging away at it.
Jerry?
Jerry Jordan, KickingTheTires.net and Performance Racing Network. You got to get out of here first, but can you talk about going into Pocono and also Michigan coming up?
Looking forward to it. I mean, I think Pocono, for whatever reason, the last couple of years has been a super track for us. And last year we had some tough luck there with some blown tires and things, but I think we qualified up front and was leading both of those races. So our cars have been really fast there. We won in 2015, and looking forward to going back there. So got some good fishing holes up there as well. Got to hit, and got to have those important things lined up like that. But Michigan's a fun place as well. Get to spend some time up there vacationing each year before the race. So next couple of weeks are always a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll have success in the racetrack go along with the fun off.
Okay, Martin, no
Thanks,
further
guys.
questions, so
Thank you.
have a great weekend. If I can have your attention here in the media center, we are now joined by Austin Dillon, driver of the number 3 AAA Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing. Austin, fresh off of his first Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series win last week in the Coca-Cola 600, now here for the AAA 400 at the Monster Mile, the Drive for Autism. Austin, how has this week of celebration been for you, and are you still celebrating at this point in time?
No, I'm pretty focused on our task in front of us right now, and that's the Monster Mile. So we just been working on our car and in both series. So it's been a pretty busy day, and it was a wonderful weekend that I'll never forget. We're in a week.
Okay, we'll open the floor up for questions. We'll get a wireless mic to you, so just raise your hand. We'll start here with Jerry, and we'll come up here to Bob.
Jerry Jordan, KickingTheTires.net and PRN. Right here. We're not going to lift you off that easy. I saw Snapchat. I saw opening bell or closing bell on Wall Street. Talk about your week and how cool this has been to coming off of your win.
Well, I mean, it's been an awesome week, truthfully. Got to do some things that I would have on my bucket list, but I didn't even know they were like possible. You know, closing the bell was really special, and getting to do that with my grandfather, that was the first time or his only time doing that, and so it was cool to give him something that he had never done, and that's hard to do because my grandfather's done a whole lot. So that was special, and had a good time with my team and everybody at RCR, and a good time that night after the race.
Go next to Bob and then to Matt.
Bob Pockers, ESPN. What was the most special thing, or was there anything about this celebration week that you didn't anticipate?
Probably the most special thing, there's two things. The night after we closed the bell, my grandfather wanted to stay in New York and have dinner, and it was the guys from SMI and myself and my fiance and Peggy Louse from Coke, and he bought a bottle of champagne, and he said, let's toast to the Coca-Cola 600 champion, and that was pretty emotional and cool, and to hear my grandfather do that and, you know, kind of nod his head at me, it felt good. And then at RCR, I got to speak in front of the whole company, and that was probably the most emotional I got, was just thanking those guys who have always been there for me. I told them, you know, this is what it's all about, and all the hard work and effort that they've put in, and the support of myself throughout all of my racing career, and just seeing some of those faces, it was really cool to share that with them and have victory lane there at the shop. We kind of recreated it. That was awesome.
Hey, Austin, Matt Pensick at WBOC TV. We were talking about the celebration all this week. Is it challenging to get dialed back in, to get focused to the task at hand this weekend and competing at the mile?
You know, I don't think so. I think we got a great group of guys. I actually just loved working through practice right there with Justin. It was nice to just kind of work on the car and to hear him talk and go through things. It was good. You know, it was a solid practice session. So now I feel like we just want to win again. We got a lot left to accomplish. You know, that was the first one. We want more to come and to get ourselves solidly into the playoffs.
Go next to Dustin.
Hey, Austin. Dustin Albino, FrontStretch.com. How long did it take for the wind to sink in?
I don't think I've slowed down enough yet to really just know that I'm a NASCAR Cup Series winner, but it's sunk in a couple times, you know, like those opportunities I've had with my grandfather and the race team. So those are the most special times. But going through my phone and Twitter, still kind of going through my phone right now and thanking people, and that's cool.
Do we have additional questions for Austin Dillon? Dustin?
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Austin, although it's just only been a week since then, when you think about that you won this race and think about those who haven't, I mean, for example, a guy like Cale Yarborough won 3 times at Charlotte, but he never won a Coca-Cola or World 600. Dale Earnhardt Jr. never will have that opportunity again, and others haven't. So when you think about accomplishing something that, especially like a Hall of Famer like Cale Yarborough never did in his career, What does that mean for you?
Well, I think the ultimate goal in racing is to make it to the Hall of Fame. My grandfather, I was able to go through that whole experience with him and how special that was. I know that was it was like a relief for him when it happened, because that's what you work your entire life for, is a accolade like that. And for him to accomplish that, it was so cool, and hopefully one day I can do the same. So we've got a long way to go. You know, there's a lot of great people that have done so much, and I'm happy to be adding to the sport's history. That was something my grandfather made clear. You're making history every day when you're out here racing, and it was cool to add to the sport's history.
Reed?
Reed Spencer with NASCAR Wire Service, Austin. Was that just a chance meeting that you ran into Takuma Sato, and what did you guys talk about?
Yeah, that was totally fate. We had that dinner that it wasn't a scheduled dinner. My grandfather was just like, hey, we're in New York, let's have a dinner. And we got done and we were headed to the airport. Everybody's pretty tired, and we walked through the airport, and one of the guys said, hey, I think that's Takuma Sato. And he was walking actually out to the plane, and like, man, we got to get a picture with him. And his business manager or what turned around and seen us, and he was like, well, this is a great coincidence. And he pulled him back in, and we got a couple pictures, showed off our rings to each other, and that was cool. He was a really nice guy, and you could tell he was just jacked about the win at Indy.
That's the Jim.
Jim Utter, motorsport.com. Obviously, Ryan Newman's win ended a long drought for RCR, but could you tell this week any difference how special it was for the three-car to win, either for the people who have been in the shop for a long time or your grandfather?
Well, I mean, I think it was huge. Ryan's win was unbelievable for our company, and this one was just as big. And just for all those people that, it's a competition within a competition. You still want to be the best in the organization and run well, but that's what drives us to be better and better. And it was cool having Luke Lambert. He was over at the barn the next morning, like partying right there with us. And it's a really team atmosphere, and it's cool to see this kind of building as a team. And a lot of the 27 guys thanked me, and 3 guys were just happy to be in victory circle. So it felt really good.
Go next to Matt and then to Dustin.
Austin, when Martin Truex was here just a few minutes ago, he talked about he's coming off the win in the fall, but there's some rule changes and things do make it slightly different. Have you noticed that? Have you prepared for it when you're out there in practice?
Yeah, I think we all are our team was a little surprised about the differences in the past race here to this one and in practice session. So we made some pretty big swings, and we felt like we got our car pretty comfortable, but I think the track's starting to rubber up a little bit as we go here, and I've seen more and more guys kind of move to the middle lane. So that was cool, and maybe you'll see more and more of that come race time, moving up the track.
Go next to Dustin.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Only second week, obviously, at this level working with Justin. I know you've worked with him before, so what are you guys still working through? What are you wanting from him as you move forward in this relationship, and what are you going to need to provide for him to continue to have success?
Well, I don't know if it's the honeymoon or what, but he's doing everything right now. We had a good time yesterday at the Drive for Autism golf tournament. We came back, we had dinner, and we discussed, it was just me and him actually having dinner together and just talking about the race car, and that was nice to just talk and discuss what we thought was going into this weekend with AAA, and it's been a great relationship so far. So, and in practice today, it was cool. I kind of smiled halfway through practice because I was thinking about an adjustment that I said the car was a little tight, and I was thinking in my mind, all right, I know kind of what direction I want to go here, and like I seen him turn around to the engineers and get excited, and I don't know, get excited. He just had a revelation, and he said, all right, we're going to do this, and it was exactly what I was thinking. And that's when I've had that once before when I was running for a championship with Danny Stockman, where I could say, all right, I'm tight here, and he could say, all right, well, I want to adjust this, and it was exactly what I was thinking. I didn't even have to tell him what part to change, and that's when you start getting to where you know each other. And I know it's early on, but that felt really good. I mean, I came in the truck, and Eric's like, what are you smiling for? I was like, No, I'm happy with my guy right now. He's doing really well, and it's exciting.
Any additional questions for Austin Dillon? Well, Austin, congratulations
I
again
want to
on
clear
the win.
one thing up, though.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Chris Knight said, when did you get a 24-karat gold Camaro? That is just a wrap from RCR Graphics, so it's a wrap on my Camaro that was burning out.
It's not a 24-karat gold wrap?
No, I can't afford that, but
Okay.
it's a chrome gold wrap. You can get it at RCR Graphics. It's pretty sweet.
Well, maybe if you win the championship, maybe then you can actually turn that in.
We can talk about that.
Okay, good deal.
That was the first one, and the clothes still stink. The funny thing is, not my garage. That's actually my house. That's where I live. So I'm glad my fiance loves me a whole lot.